It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll see Isaiah Pacheco. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Chiefs and the Chargers on Sunday night.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Hello again. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Chargers coming out to take over, and it is Justin Herbert at quarterback CD, now in his 5th NFL campaign.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
And no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
Here's 2nd and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. This defense for the Chiefs, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Deep to return is Kevontae Turpin. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. The numbers for him from a week ago: 4 catches, 103 yards, and a touchdown.
It certainly seems like he gets a touchdown each week, doesn't it? Here we are in the final month of the season. He is the NFL leader in touchdown catches.
He has been an absolute machine. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a 1st down.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And Kelsey's going to have a Chiefs 1st down as he'll get this down inside the 35. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 29-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Chargers will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, this had trouble written all over it from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Chargers offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. You can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone. The Charger drive about to get going. After the turnover, here's Herbert.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4.
Herbert off of play action.
A quick throw there is incomplete. You talk about this Chiefs defense.
Coming into this one, ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in there.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. Back to throw here.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. The Chiefs sit 8-4 now in the year, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
They'll look to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10
at the 34. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 61 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
Now it's Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that lap.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton.
And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
But just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field.
They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
2nd and long. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year.
And the Chiefs take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
He's got the hook up downfield to McConkey. Down the left sideline.
Touchdown, L.A.
Ladd McConkey,
70 yards.
And the Chargers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
At the 29-yard line.
Second and 6. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he goes out right around the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
That's caught right side by Worthy.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
2nd down and 6 now.
Out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Back to throw again.
Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They're going to look to throw.
And no hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one good for 37 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. He'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Deion Henley. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. A turnover's obviously, Charles, always costly. But, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play as it takes us to the end of the first quarter. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC.
The Chargers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Herbert now. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now Herbert off the bootleg. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 39. That one goes for 24 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Now throw right side here going to be incomplete. These two teams, they met in L.A. earlier in the year with the Chargers coming out victorious. So if they can win again here in KC, they would pull off the season sweep.
Play action. It's Herbert. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw here, Herbert. Under pressure, they got him again. Chris Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
A 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Here's J.K. Scott now. as he's on to punt for L.A. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
The Chiefs offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And as we play out the final stretch of games, he entered our contest here as the NFL's leader in receiving yards.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
They'll look to throw. He's got a man, complete. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. He'll look to throw.
Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
Now back to throw.
He'll get this complete to Worthy.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 21.
Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Finding Gray on the out route.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw here. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Butker's kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Chargers offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half.
The Charger drive about to get going. Out of the gun, Herbert. Flush to his right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. They run again with Harris. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
14 yards is the pickup there, and a Charger first down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
The Chiefs' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it's second down. The tight end in motion right. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete.
Now 3rd down and 7.
Back to throw.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Herbert.
It's taken in by Quentin Johnston.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A shotgun snap for Herbert.
He gets it to Johnston.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Herbert back to the air. Throw left side complete. That's Williams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
And his kick here is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no wind. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Hendon Hooker leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. Will Levis, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. Keenan Allen, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours. And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
That's into the hands of Worthy.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And quick throw here, that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 5-yard line.
Back to throw here. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
They're going to look to throw. This is caught. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
They run for it with Hunt. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelce there to make the grab.
And the Chiefs have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
Oh, such great concentration. They're going right up against the side of the end zone, but able to get the feet in bounds.
There's so many things that go into that catch, and you just mentioned the concentration, being able to catch the football, get your feet down in bounds, hang on to it all the way through the process of the catch. That was a phenomenal play.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that makes it a 17-10 score.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Now a look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
He gets it complete to Harris. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On the end around, here comes Williams. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's Herbert. He's to the 15. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Here's Herbert.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the third quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send a message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play.
We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a first down.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. This now a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd down and 4.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a 1st down.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he'll be close to a 1st down at the Chargers 33. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 19. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now back to throw.
He'll drop this off to Pacheco.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll set up a throw. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
Khalil Mack, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Handoff up the middle, Hunt.
And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Butker's kick here is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And he returns this to the 22.
Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Finds Johnston.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Here's a 2nd and 8. Back to throw here, Herbert. Over the middle and caught by McConkey. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to go out extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Now it's Herbert.
Well, this is caught by Williams. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Herbert now.
It's brought in by Harris. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Herbert.
Buying time to his left.
I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Over the middle, complete. It's Williams.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here.
Looking to throw. Herbert.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I'm going to give a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim fourth quarter lead, but whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture.
Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Finding room at midfield.
He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 11 yards there, just like last play.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different. Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
He'll get this complete to Worthy.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Ball on the 39. Here's second down at a yard.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Here's Pacheco once again. And he will have a Chiefs first down. And that's the one that should seal the victory.
And they take a knee. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Kansas City, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for L.A., it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.